Well, this week, cattle and sheep producers warned members of Congress that environmental laws are increasingly being misused by fringe activist groups and pose a growing threat to grazing on federal lands. Their testimony came at a hearing held by the House Oversight and Government Reform Subcommittee on the Interior, Energy, and Environment. And testifying on behalf of the American Sheep Industry Association was Dillon, Montana sheep and wool producer John Helly.
Well, it gives me a great opportunity to kind of vent some of the issues that I think are broken in the system that we're stuck in the middle of because of a lawsuit. And you know, there's things I think that are broken, and I'm a big believer in a participatory government and coming up here to D.C. to participate in the process to help make things go better.
The hearing was chaired by Montana Congressman Greg Gianforte and comes in response to mounting challenges faced by ranchers who graze livestock on federal land and the opportunities for productive range management practices.
Well, I've been hearing from ranchers across Montana that are dependent on grazing on public lands and have been for generations, that frivolous litigation has been restricting their access to those lands, even though they've been the stewards over all these years.
The hearing was also an opportunity for ranchers like Helly to talk about the benefits of grazing livestock on public lands.
You know, having us federal lands ranchers out there is giving great public benefits. We're stewards of the land. You know, we protect open space. We, build an economy.
Dave Elison, a Utah cattle producer and president of the Public Lands Council, says the Endangered Species Act, along with the National Environmental Policy Act, need to be modernized so they can't be used as weapons against public lands ranchers.
A lot of it was just the flaw in the Endangered Species Act itself and the problems with NEPA and how much that needs to be changed. But I think that they wanted to see what as ranchers it's like, what we go through, and what the negative effects NEPA and endangered species, why they need to be modernized.
Helly says it's also his hope that one of the outcomes of the hearing will be greater emphasis of resolving multi-use conflicts at the local level versus the federal level.
When we take things to the courts or we take things and make broad decisions coming out of D.C., those are not necessarily the best way that we manage.
And for members of Congress like Gianforte, the goal of these hearings is to understand where the issues are to develop public policy.
In this case, we need to provide ways that ranchers can have certainty to the grazing allotments that have been part of their family operations for generations.